Fasting on only water for 25 days, part 2. A lot of you were really interested to hear part 2, so here we go. So in 2016, I fasted on only water for 25 days to deepen my spiritual practice and for deep healing. Prefacing, of course, to say that I am not a medical doctor and not a medical professional, and if this is something that you want to consider for yourself, to absolutely consult with a health professional. So 25 days on only water, I spoke all about my intention for doing it. Let's talk a little bit about what the experience was like. So in the first week or so, I actually had a lot of energy. So there was still glucose in my system. I spent the first 5 or so days still doing things. I was doing a lot of decluttering. I was getting into minimalism. I was listening to Marie Kondo's audiobook all about joy. And so this was a really great time for me because the intention for the fast was for mindset and spiritual reasons. It was just so fitting to be decluttering all other areas of my life. So the first 5 days, I had a lot of energy. I think it was about just before I hit that 1 week point that I had kind of hit that wall, which on a physiological level, my body was well and truly into ketosis, which is when we use stored fat rather than glucose, which we get from carbohydrates. So this is when, if you have experienced ketosis, when you have that shift, it sometimes feels like you hit a wall and it's like, oh, putting the brakes on, we're moving a little bit slower, and there's this transition period when the body switches where it gets its fuel from. So this is when my energy changed, and from that point on, my physical energy level just continued to decrease, but the mind and the clarity got sharper and more alert. I spent most of my days either getting up to go to the bathroom, drinking water, journaling, reading, and I was only going up and down the stairs to watch the sunrise and the sunset because my bedroom was upstairs, and that was all I was doing. I dedicated 95% of my time doing absolutely nothing physically. I was in absolute rest because this is what's required in order for the body to know, first of all, that it's safe during such a period of our activity, and in order to support the self-healing process of the body. So let me know if you want a part 3, and we'll talk more about it. Follow more from our fasting stories.